Hey there, folks. It's Dave Kennedy. I have some exciting and amazing and humbling news to release here. TrustedSec was named the #1 world leader in global cybersecurity consulting services. Let that sink in for a second. Wow, #1. First and foremost, so many amazing companies on there. Growing up as a kid in this industry, you always heard about Ernst & Young, Deloitte, PwC, McKinsey as kind of the gold standard in consulting services. And to start a company, literally not knowing what we're doing in the basement of our house, and to be considered the best of the best, the #1 company in the world is, my gosh, it was a shock to us. Shock to us all. We're ecstatic here at TrustedSec, but I don't want to focus on the #1 aspect. There's so many great companies out there doing amazing things. I want to express what we're doing differently, and I think why it made such a resonating impact with Forrester. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to Forrester. I will tell you, they are some of the best, most well-researched people in our industry, looking at trends that are happening in our industry, a forward look, multiple years out. The Forrester Wave is the gold standard for this industry. For me, I look at that standard, I look at what's on there, and I take it seriously because the folks do a ton of research. They go ins and outs of your financials, customer references. This isn't a pay-to-play. In fact, up until this point, we weren't a Forrester customer over at TrustedSec. It's one of those things where they really look at the overall industry, what's happening out there, and what's actually going on, and who are the best companies to go with to help your cybersecurity needs, whatever that may be. And so Binary Defense a few years ago made the Forrester Wave for our MDR services, and to be included and to be ranked so high with TrustedSec is just we're obviously doing some amazing things here and doing it the right way. And I think that's the theme here, is that no matter what we do, we're always focused on doing things the right way, making the world a safer place, and never, sacrificing that in any way, shape, or form. When I look at, other organizations that are out there, they're doing amazing things as well. What we focus on here is the customer experience, and, #1, our people, our culture, and our partners and customers that we work with day in and day out. I've always said, I came from being a consultant my entire life in my career, aside from my short stint, I guess, as a chief security officer. But when you look at consulting in general, it's usually a high churn rate of your folks. It's really hard to maintain talent, and that, kind of the what makes you a unique company, which is our people here at TrustedSec, which are second to none. As you can see from the Forrester report, the people we have here are some of the kindest, most experienced, and just absolutely brilliant folks in this industry, and they have the same drive and passion that Erin and I do, my wife, in making this world a safer place and doing whatever we possibly can to do that. And we have a very, very low churn rate on our employees. We have very few folks leaving, and that's because we focus on our people, focus on our culture. We focus on keeping our folks. We only put consultants on one engagement at a time. And I think that's really unique for most consulting companies. I think most consultants are used to doing 4 or 5 or 6 engagements at the same time. I know I was, having a 200% utilization rate. Our goal here isn't to burn our consultants out. And I've always been against multiple engagements from day one, because you can't give a customer the quality and level that most people expect, especially from a brand like TrustedSec. But I want to just break down a couple things really quick, and how we look at cybersecurity and how we built this consulting machine, and why it works and why it scales, and why we rank so high on Forrester, because I think it's really important for other consulting companies to really take notice, because the industry is changing vastly and drastically with all of the new innovations, what adversaries are doing and their capabilities. And my fear is that a lot of companies are going to be left behind if they don't innovate the same way that we were able to, and continue to, moving forward. I give a lot of credit to my leadership team, Martin Boss and Justin Elzy, were able to really look at this, a number of years ago. And Justin came to me, he's like, listen, the cybersecurity industry is really changing. We need to focus very heavily on understanding what threat actors are doing, building it into the models that we do for our assessments, as well as investing, a substantial amount of money into R&D and research, right? And spending money in research and development is an overall cost. When you look at the returns, you can't really prove returns. However, the mission in our culture here is, again, to make the world a safer place and to be the best of the best. So does research equate to those values? And it was an easy thing for me to say back to Justin, let's go full force into doing research. And we were really able to build out some really high levels of sophistication, but also focus on the customer experience. So we have dedicated teams that as soon as a customer's onboarded, from let's just say, our sales organization, wins a successful proposal, but, we go through and talk to the customer, we work through them, we talk about our process, our methodologies, how we do things. And we always have a subject matter expert on that call for those specific services. And Martin, as a good example, Martin and Justin literally spend most of their days on calls, unfortunately, because, we expect that high level of caliber. So you're getting, listening to Justin, who runs the red team, who runs our research team, who runs all of our technology here. You're talking to Martin, who's our chief security officer and runs our entire consulting practice. So you were able to really bring in the right experts for the right areas to have those discussions. But once you become a TrustedSec customer, you're a customer for life. I mean, you can literally pick up the phone, call one of our consultants, call me. We're going to answer the phone. We're going to give you, the best advice we possibly can, or sit down and talk with you. But we're not going to nickel and dime or charge you for a question, but we're always going to have the best interest at heart with you. And even if the engagement, let's just say, was billed for 40 hours and, we're on the cusp of doing something amazing that's really going to help your security program, we're going to eat the rest of those hours to do the right thing because, again, that's built into our DNA. So you look at this process, when you get onboarded as a customer, we have an entirely dedicated and a very large project management team that looks at the complexities, who's the best fits, looks at scheduling, all those different areas. And we assign the best individuals for those specific areas based on their levels of expertise. And then the consultant, runs that engagement, or multiple consultants. Usually, there'll be a project lead on the consulting side, as well as multiple other consultants that are there. And then once that's finished, we've spent a lot of time on quality assurance. At the end of the day, the customer experience, the report, the delivery, that's what our product is. And so we have an entirely dedicated, and again, large Q&A team that QAs all of our reports. We spend a ton of investment in research and development, R&D costs, into building our own customized reporting engine that takes our knowledge databases, our look and feel, our latest templates, and automatically gives that to the consultant automatically to be able to generate the reports. We shaved, literally 8 hours off of the tedious parts, but not what makes the report unique. It's not a cookie cutter report. Every report is customized directly to the organization itself. So it's really important for us to maintain the best of the best reports, making sure the quality of that, there's no spelling errors, it has the same look and feel. Then once it goes through QA, it has to be peer reviewed by another person within the same organization to ensure that the quality levels there and the consultant didn't skim me on anything that was going through. And then it gets approved by either the manager or the practice lead of that division for final release out to the customers. That process may seem very cumbersome, but it's extremely fast. We're able to move very quickly with our customers on those projects. And then from there, it flips back over to, the account owner, the account executive, to be able to work with that customer on if there's anything else they need, or just, touching base to make sure everything's going good there. So that whole piece there around how we do our services is really important, but how we actually conduct our services, I think, is really where TrustedSec shines. Taking the threat model approach and understanding what adversaries' capabilities are, understanding what industry verticals the customer is in, and then being able to really model ourselves based off of their security program and raising the bar just a bit to get them to the point where they're continuously enhancing and getting better, more resilient with the cybersecurity threats. TrustedSec is known for its technical services, its application security team, its incident response team, its pen testers, its red teamers, our application security mobile teams, our physical security teams, getting into the hardware hacking side. But we also have a massive advisory services group as well that focuses on everything from PCI compliance to program maturity assessments and just general, governance, risk, and compliance assessments to help the organization get better. And then from there, we have an entirely dedicated remediation team that focuses on helping the companies build those in and actually, hands-on keyboard, whether it's, implementing security controls within Azure or leveraging our cloud security team for best practices in there and actually implementing them. We have the whole gambit of services that really pull everything together so that, from the start of an engagement to when we identify the findings to how you actually remediate that, you have subject matter experts in all of those different areas to really build those out. Again, focusing on what your threats are and being able to build a defensible security position against those threats. And that's really important. When I was the chief security officer for Diebold, we did the same type of approach. We looked at it and said, hey, who are adversaries that want to have access to Diebold? And how do we build protection mechanisms, with the funding, the budget, and the people that we have? And what makes most sense and what's practical to actually go and do? I think where a lot of organizations really fail is it's like this massive conglomerate, 7,000 page report that no one's ever going to read through. Whereas we focus on, hey, what's real because we've done it. We work with some of the largest companies in the world all the way to the smallest. how do we base that off of your threats that are your direct risks to your organization based on likelihood, impact, the countermeasures that you have in place and the exposures. And we look at that risk and we say, what's the best bang for your buck, or what's the best way to invest into this to get those things done? So we really differentiate ourselves in those ways. And, again, I just want to emphasize, special thanks to Forrester for being able to really pull this together to show our successes and where we also need to get better at too. This isn't a perfect world. We're always innovating. We're always getting better. We're always investing in the right things. A lot of folks know my story of TrustedSec, but TrustedSec is 100% owned by myself and my wife, Erin. We're 50-50 owners in this company. We started in the basement of our house. We don't have any, venture capitalist funding or any type of PE funding. We literally started this in the basement of our house where Erin had just had twins. I was the chief security officer over Diebold. Had no idea how to register an LLC, had no idea how to build a company. I just knew that I had this drive and passion to help others. And you look at what we're able to accomplish here by helping others, not just in cybersecurity, but the K-12 program that we're able to implement at Bedford High School. That's now to 27 schools worldwide. Being able to provide internships to new folks coming in, especially in the inner city schools, from a diversity perspective, and getting people that are inner city poverty-stricken areas into tech and STEM, and to be able to provide them jobs to really help shape the cybersecurity industry. I was just helping SANS with their their next generation of their bachelor's program. These opportunities that we're able to build here at TrustedSec, I never thought would be possible, but it's always because we're focusing on doing the right things. And it's not just helping the cybersecurity industry, it's the world as a whole. It's our local cities, it's our local schools, it's the world as a whole. Our mission is unified across all of our employees. And let me tell you, this isn't a testament of Dave and Erin. This is a testament of every single employee that we have here. They're absolutely incredible human beings that will do anything possible to help you. And that is who we hire. We hire the best of the best. We hire people that their drive and passion is helping others. And whether they just started here yesterday or whether they started here, we still have our employee number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. They will do anything they possibly can because that is in their DNA. It's in our DNA. It's in our culture to always help people and to always do the right thing. But listen, I am so excited about this. Honestly, when I got the news, I got super teary-eyed and probably cried a little bit too much than I should have. But it just validated, that anybody in the world can do this. You don't have to be an expert in starting businesses. You don't have to read 1,000 books on being an entrepreneur. It's about doing the right thing flawlessly and never compromising your morals, your ethics, and what you believe in order to make $1 or to do something half-assed or to do something that isn't within your wheelhouse. I can honestly say that, there were times where, at the behest of my own benefit of the company, the goodness of the company, I could have taken shortcuts or did things differently, and I didn't because it wasn't the right thing to do. And that's a testament for TrustedSec that I can guarantee to all of our folks out there, all of our customers. Thank you so much for your belief in us. Some of the early on customers that we had that have been with us from day one, all the way still to today, the new customers that we add. Some amazing folks that I get to work with, that we all get to work with day in and day out. These are absolutely brilliant folks that believe in what TrustedSec is doing. We will continue to be the best of the best. We will continue to invest in our people. We will continue to invest in our customers. We will always do the right thing. And I just want to thank everybody here at TrustedSec and all of our customers and all of our partners, because it wouldn't have been possible to do this without having literally the best team in the world. And I firmly believe that is the case. The people we have here are just second to none. We continue to add more. And it's just an amazing place, an amazing culture, and a place that I call my friends and family, and we do anything for, no matter what. And so, with that, thank you all for listening. I'm so thankful for Forrester for doing this. It was completely unexpected. I didn't even think we were going to make the top 15, let alone being on the top quadrant in the leader side of being number 1. So, it's insane. I want to focus less on being number 1 and focus on what we do best, and that's really helping others. And if you stay true to that, you can do anything in this world. So thank you all so much. Thank you for making this possible, and for everybody that has always believed in me, that's always supportive and positive. You all have made me who I am today, and I'm just always thankful every day. And hopefully you can see I try to give it back every day for what we do in our community, the free tools, the free blogs, the research we release all the time. It's not to make the company, money. It's to really help others and to do what we possibly can any way that we possibly can. And the more we grow, the more we're able to do amazing things. And again, to make the world a better place. And I really believe that we can do that. So thank you all very much. Thanks for the belief. And this is just the beginning. This is just the start of TrustedSec. We got a lot more to do, a lot more to accomplish, a lot more people to help, not just in cybersecurity, but around the world. And very thankful for everything. So thank you all so much.